So for my project I chose a cross. It's a CATtool that it's actually more designed for workflow rather than, I mean it's heavily designed for workflow. With this one it's easy to align documents. You can just throw in a text pair, go next, you open up your new document. You open up your second document. Start a new project. Finish. You can choose your languages. So we'll go English, we'll go Spanish. Next. Now one of the things I like about it is it allows you to run different matching algorithms, so it basically helps to, when you're trying to align your documents, you can go by structure only or by structure and content. This is supposedly a little bit more accurate, but for our purposes, by structure only will work just fine. Then we can do some manual corrections, make sure it actually did everything right. Look over it, and everything's looking just fine, which is how I want it. So we can go through, we can match the sentences. We'll just go through and do that on each one really quick. And if there is a sentence to be off, you just simply click and drag, and it rematches all the sentences, which makes it kind of a useful hands-on feature to, I like it a lot. Okay, from there we can save that. Start import. That's basically going to be our translation memory during this project that we're about to do. So we'll just call that a skip, call it good. Now from here we can go to our project wizard. We can add a file. So we're going to change a modified document. I've changed 3 translation units. And so we're going to be using that with this translation memory we did. So we'll have English as our source language, and then we simply move translation or Spanish over to our target language. And there we go, next, and finish. So that'll pop like this. Okay, so here on this screen, at the bottom we have our fuzzy matches. So we see it actually does not highlight what's been changed, so we see in the midst of what's in the original document. And from here we can go and on top right here, we can insert the best cross-tank match. And so that's the best one that it comes up with. And maybe I like that match right there, so we can go ahead and throw it into our thing. We'll go right here and push this, and so make sure everything runs just fine. And then we'll save the translation, and it'll actually save it right there, as well as under right here, so we can have 2 translations for the future, which is a nice little feature to have, is have your old translation and your new one that you can pull up. So next we'll go to this one right here. I convinced him, so I had persuaded originally. So what we can do right here is we can pull in that translation. You can change the word that we want. And then from right there, we can again insert that translation. And it shows us we have 100% match, but also gives us the option to choose our other fuzzy matches in the future, so we so decide to do that. And then the rest, everything's fine. Looks good. And then from there we can just go to File, Save All, and that'll save. our translation right there. So it's a very, very useful tool. From there, we can close our task, go back to our dashboard, and if we choose, we can go back to the checkout wizard, to the project wizard, and keep working on that later. One other really cool thing about this, just to finish up, is the report wizard is very, very easy to use. So we just run a master data report, run our project that we just did, and I like this one a lot just because it's very easy to to use, very easy to find, and runs a nice detailed analysis. And yeah, it's very useful for translators in that way. So basically I like this one just because it focuses a lot more on the workflow aspect. It makes it really easy to make changes to the translation memory and incorporate those changes into the target document. And it's also really easy to generate reports and other such tasks. So this has been the Across translation tool.